Welcome back to ancientbloodlineoflight. It's Giovanni here. Now we'll let you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe and check out the description for psychic readings, guided meditation, and Reiki sessions with your one and only. Now I wanted to come back with more of vampirism on that lifestyle and connecting with your dragon, which we in the vampire community call, which other people call your divine self or your higher self. Now, the other day I decided to just jump back into being more responsible when it comes to feeding on psychic energy, which I have done that, and I've done it ever since. So I have been visualizing being at the mall, which is one of my favorite places to get on that energy, or other exciting places like restaurants or movie theater or nature energy. And even solar meditation when I'm absorbing energy from the sun. Now, as for people, of course, I will like send that energy back to positive energy and healing energy, so they won't be drained, and any holes left in their auras. Now, that's something that a lot of vampires need to remember to do, to be responsible when it comes to feeding on other people, especially on black swans and crystal swans, just like blood vampires. When it comes to also black swans and also crimson swans. I'm sorry, did I say crystal swans for the sake of vampires? Because that's what I meant, so I must have missed that. But anyways, crystal swans for blood vampires, as they will be responsible, make sure that they're healthy, and before you're able to feed off of them, obviously. So now, I haven't tasted anyone's blood, and it's been like 10 years actually. So now that I think about it, but obviously, like, it's more easy for me to even have my access to psychic energy or like elements of energy, fire, whatnot. Even when I'm doing spells, I get so much energy out of it, and it's so exhilarating. It's phenomenal. It is exciting and grounding, and it's empowering to the soul chakra. But when it comes to like feeding off psychic energy from people, it's like this like refreshing energy that I get with my throat chakras. And then of the solar meditation, feeding off the sun energy, then all that is like all through my chakras. Just like when you go outside and it's hot out, and then you just feel that, like, that energy just goes right through you, and it feels amazing. Now, what I tell you about when you are craving to feed, you're not feeding, it sucks. And I can't believe I neglected to even like think about this, or even to remember why I have moments where I would feel like, have these like depressing thoughts, not actually like feeling depressed, and like have anxieties or constantly overthinking and feeling negative no matter how many meditations I do or whatnot, and energy work, and body aches, and just feeling unbalanced, like straight up unbalanced, even seconds after cleansing. And it's all because lack of energy of feeding. I have been feeding, and that's like the main thing of what people know vampires is feeding. And I'm just like being more responsible this year. Technically, it is my New Year's resolution to be more spiritually responsible when it comes to like feeding on energy and keeping that balance, but also being responsible with like sending that energy back to people who I fed on. Now, most of the times, people are unconscious of feeding off other people if they're around them. So I keep that in mind because I don't honestly know if I am. So, but just in case, I will give them positive energy. Majority of the time, I'm always giving like positive energy to people. And but I can see why I get so drained fast and just feel out of it, and even get migraines and headaches. And I experience headaches like almost every day. So I drink water a lot, like a lot. and still get it. So I came to the conclusion that it's because the lack of feeding, and you know, if you are a vampire, you understand. And when, you know, I would say like most people are vampires, because like that's basically what someone who is spiritually awakened is. But like, and being a vampire is a spiritual lifestyle. It is what you are technically. After going through your awakening, like Christians they call it born again. Us we call it awakened as a vampire, and totally different than being a lycan. And maybe one day I will speak on lycanthropy, maybe sooner. That's something I've been contemplating on for actually a really long time, and I think I'm actually ready to make a video about lycanthropy. Just that a lot of people have so much expectations of, you know, fiction and such, and but I think it's about time that I allow myself to be extra authentic instead of like hold things back of my knowledge and who I am. So energy workings, feeding, staying well grounded, which I do a lot. So feeding is just, you could say, it's back on my spiritual practice to do list. And you know, back to the subject of people being vampire technically at their spiritual awakening. If you read Father Sebastian's book Vampire Magic, it's a lot of it explained, and it brings a new perspective and understanding, and it makes you go, huh, like, this is actually completely different than fiction and Dracula and all this stuff and Vampire Diaries and whatever. And but in a way you kind of see that all those stuff in fiction is like metaphoric, and in a way it kind of does relate to some spirituality. And you know, like, you die before you become a vampire. It's like when you go through your Kundalini awakening, it's like you're dying, you know, spiritually. You go through that ego death. The self dies, and then you awaken as your dragon, your higher self, your divine self, and it's you, the vampire. And you know, like I said in a previous video about vampirism, like Lestat, was it Louis Lestat, and Interview with a Vampire, you know, he sees everything. Everything's more clear, and you know, the shooting stars, you see the nebula, the angel statue, the cemetery, the eyes move, and it's like you're seeing things more clear. You're connecting to all this you know, source energy and everything. And it's very fascinating. Like, people want to say, oh, can you make me a vampire, make me a vampire, and it's like, really, you have to go through that spiritual awakening yourself. But to, you know, someone to go through the ritual to make you into a vampire, it's like initiation in a way, but I don't think that it can actually make you a vampire. I mean, if you're already awakened and you transfer your blood to someone else, obviously you have to be healthy. Then I guess that really can't benefit you to go through your spiritual awakening. But eventually you will become, you know, you will go through your Kundalini if you do like Kundalini meditations, which I've started practicing after watching Joe Dispenza, How to Be Supernatural, or, you know, Become Supernatural video, a couple of videos that he you know, he's interviewed on. And the meditation is actually pretty intense. But I already went through my Kundalini awakening when I was like 15, so I hadn't done it in weeks because I kind of find that a bit irrelevant. And that's the whole point of the meditation, is to experience Kundalini, to awaken that, and I already experienced it. So, but I mean, if I do it again, then it's just to have the intense visions, flashes that I was experiencing when I was doing it. And you know, but the Vampire Magic, it's a really great book, and I will read a little bit of it again, and I will let my girlfriend read it because I think it'll also help her check out a perspective of spirituality, metaphysics, more on the dark side. But it's also light to me because light and dark, because it's a very beautiful perspective, and you start to comprehend things that there's some insights, and you're working with energies. You experience the from what I understand, the first death and was mentioned in the book means astral projection, and the second death, or the first death is ego death, second death is astral projection. It took me a while to try to understand that. I guess I'm still trying to understand what Father Sebastian mean in the book, but I highly recommend you to purchase it before purchasing the Vampyre Signerian Con or something. I don't know how you pronounce it. But there's like one more book that I haven't read. This other one, mostly probably understand what I'm talking about. If you are part of the Sabertooth clan, I'm not yet. I would love to. I just signed up for the newsletter today. But it's funny because I heard about them for like the past 11 years, and so I'm just now taking slow steps into it. But it's really been so long, so many years since I interacted with other vampires, but I am I notice I am drifting back to all that once again as I was like 10 years ago and 11 years ago, and the things on the darker side, because I am in the middle path as you consider, but a little slightly towards the left hand path. So my anchor, I feel more grounded towards more darker things, but I still can work with the light and more like angelic and stuff like that, and people who are more towards the right hand path. And yeah, so hope you enjoy your year, make the best of it, embrace your dragon. Don't try to rush your kundalini, don't try to rush things, flow. I still need to allow myself to flow things. I've been much more much as I can, but remember to flow, let go, be present, surrender. Don't let your thoughts get the best of you. Flow. Continue with your spiritual practices, your meditations, work on yourself, heal, vibrate higher. You got this. See you later, Vampyres.